Hi, I'm Karen Kaufman Wilson, and I've been working in the film business for over 15 years. I started off on the low end of the totem pole as an assistant. My first job was as an assistant to the Director of Development at Danny Glover's production company. Then I went to work for Reggie Hudlin on the movie Boomerang. And then I went to work for the producer of Wesley Snipes' Sugar Hill. And after 5 long, grueling years, I finally made the jump to a junior executive at Walt Disney Animation. I then went to work as a creative executive at Trimark, where I associate produced Rusty Cundiff Sprung. And then the sun began to shine and the sky seemed to open up when I met director Carl Franklin, who at that time had directed One False Move and Devil in a Blue Dress. And I was thrilled when he asked me to be his vice president of production. While I was there, he directed Meryl Streep and Renee Zellweger in One True Thing. I then went to work for the creative team of Bob Title and George Tillman. George directed Soul Food and Men of Honor. And while I was there, I helped to develop the $80 million blockbuster Barbershop. And one of the things that I realized, having worked in the business for so long and being asked 2 questions over and over and over again, were 1, would you read my script? And 2, how do you get a job in the film business with no experience? So I created a seminar called How to Get and Succeed in Your First Film Job. After I launched my website, www.firstfilmjob.com, I was approached by Virtual Channel Network to come speak to you about how to get your entry-level position in the entertainment business. So I'm looking forward to spending this time with you and to give you some inside knowledge about the business. Hi, Andrew. So, let's get started. What questions do you have for me?
Well, first off, I'm just... okay,
It's tough, huh?
Exactly. Well, first off, as coming from someone who's trying to get into the business from behind the scenes as producer, all that stuff, what advice would you give to somebody? What's the one piece that you would give somebody?
Well, the first thing I tell people is, unfortunately, you're going to have to start at the very bottom, and usually that means being an assistant. Now, there's a few people who have an uncle who produced Finding Nemo who can get you a great job and you don't have to sort of go from the bottom up. But for the most part, you're going to have to start off at the bottom. And if you want to be a producer, I strongly recommend people work at either production companies or studios, ideally an agency, because the agency is the vortex of the business. They know everything that is going on all of the time. So it's a great learning experience.
And like, how about PAs, production assistants, basically on the sets? Is that a good way to get in there? Does that give room for moving up, or are they kind of always stuck as...
Well, it depends. If you're a person who wants to work as a production assistant and then eventually become a line producer, if you want to be that type of producer, which is more technical than other kinds of creative producers, it's a great situation. It's a great way to start. The thing about being a PA is it gives you the most basic skills. You can answer the phone, you can meet deadlines, you can deal with difficult personalities, you're okay with people being really ugly and rude to you, and you can brush it off and keep it moving. So being a PA is really, really great experience. If you're interested in something that's more above the line, a writer, director, or more creative producer, you can always make that segue from PA to a regular old assistant at a studio or a production company or an agency.
Oh, great. Yeah. It's like currently right now I am temping as a assistant to the director of Features Casting Administration.
Fabulous.
So that's a nice way to get into that studio, and then from there you can hopefully get on, become an assistant in production, more specific,
because you can network.
Exactly.
I mean, the thing about when you're at a studio already working in any department, I don't care if you're working in visual effects or if you're working in casting or marketing, you can take your lunch time to go around and meet every different assistant in all the various departments within the company. And you shouldn't be using your lunch for anything but that. It is not a time to enjoy and relax. If you're on the track to try to really do something in this business, you have to use your time really well. And you have to use what's available to you. And in a situation like you, the whole world is available.
Yeah, basically, once you have your foot in the door, you just need to just go around and network and get to know everybody, try and meet as many people as you can. So
Yes, because it's not even just about who you know, it's who knows you.